Hello guys, my name is Lara and you're on my channel Lara Croft. Today's stream is gonna be different from what I usually do. Let me check everything. Okay, so usually I stream old video games that I haven't played before. I play it for the first time and sometimes being dumb, sometimes being silly and not knowing the whole franchise and everything. But today is gonna be something different. I'm gonna play the game that I played before, and this is, to be honest, one of my favorite indie games of all times. It is a game that I played the year it released. I think it was 2017, and it stuck with me for a week. This is a short game. It's a 3-hour top. Like, if you stay everywhere, like if you read everything and you not in a hurry, this game you can play it for 3 hours, like a top. It's like a movie. But for a week I've been walking around and thinking, like, what the hell happened? What was it? How did this happen? Who's to blame? What does it all mean? And then in 2017 there was not much information about like all of that. There was no theories, no videos, no interview, nothing. So it's just like I just let it go. And year by year I was going back to that topic. I've read something, I've watched something, I've built my own theories. I was thinking about this and this, but one thing I didn't do. I never played this game again. I never wanted to. I don't know why. Like, I watched 1,000 of first playthrough, and I thought that that's enough. But now, okay, what happened? I watched another 1 hour long video of explanation, and I decided that maybe this is it. This is where I have to play this game again, and probably I should stream it, and probably I should sum it up with some explanations, some theories, some did you know that moments, and on, etc. So, warning, this game, this video includes a lot of spoilers. What Remains of Edith Finch is pretty short game, and if you haven't played it yet, go do it. Play it, spend 2 or 3 hours, and go back to my video. And if you watch this video if you played this game, or if you're not intent, like if you don't want to do it, but I highly recommend to do that. So this video contains a lot of spoilers, a lot of my chatting. I will chat a lot. Like, I will discuss everything with you, every little thing I know. I will notice every I don't know, everything that I know already. Maybe I decided that I want to share with everything. I want to share everything with you guys. And before we start, there will be a trigger warning. This game has a lot of triggers, and it brings up some traumatic topics that I think some people shouldn't watch it. If you're in some unstable state of mind, probably you shouldn't watch this, because we will talk a lot about death, a lot about dying, in like in a huge of varieties. like this is the whole point of this game, you know. And trigger warning, be prepared. I warned you, so yes, now you know it. I am not going to joke a lot. I'm not going to laugh a lot about what's happening. Plus, like, first of all, this is not my first time playing this game. I know it's not funny. I know it's kind of serious and tough. And like, I remember like 4 days I was roaming around and just like, what? So no jokes. Jokes aside, this is a serious stream. This is a serious playthrough. I hope I won't talk a lot, so this video will not be huge, like a huge super long, but who knows. Yeah, so again, before we start, I have to say thank you to all people who made that game, who did that amazing job. It's beautiful on a lot of levels, on a gameplay level, designing level. It is smart. It gives you enough of information, gives you just enough. It's just right, you know, like you don't have to, like, there is enough of mystery and enough of explanation. You can, every time you play it, like, how can I know I played it only once? Every time you watch something play it, you notice like hundreds of new details. This game is so accurate and so smart and so beautiful and so thoughtful that I highly recommend it to you. Go and play it. And I hope all the creators of this game, they doing fine. They doing some new games. They are eating well, sleep well, and happy. Thank you guys. Thank you for this game. So so what do we see here? This is a family tree of finches. We are an Edith Finch. She was born in 1999 and still alive. Unlike her all relatives, all of the relatives are dead. You can see that they have years when they were born and when they died. Our goal is to understand what happened, because there is some curse on this family, the Finch's family. They have a pretty interesting story, sometimes mystical, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's strange. They were, all of them, I can say it right away, they were kind of strange people. And some of things that they did, it was weird. As like, at least it was weird. Okay, so everything works fine, and yeah, we shall continue. So our mission is to find out what happened and go through all the deaths of this family to find out what is the curse, what is the point of everyone is dying so ridiculously, sometimes so in a strange way, sometimes so unexpected. And we are playing for Edith, and we are telling that story. We're going back to our mansion and traveling along, like, around it to find out what's happened. on our first scene, and I'm about to start. Okay, in the first scene, we see we play. We don't know who are we. We play for a character who holds a book, a notebook, like a textbook, and through that book, it's some kind of diary, some kind of maybe a letter book, you know, it's like a letter. Through that book we go to that journey, and you can notice, like, it will last only for a second. The moment when we open that book, we can see that Edith, who wrote this book, tried to start that book 2 times. 2 times she was writing something and then just mark it off, like, no, this is like a bad idea, this is a bad way to start our book. Then she started again, then she just marked it off, like, no, 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 and then she started for the 3rd time, and this is like our main story. When you play it for the first time, you don't notice that. You're just like, okay, it's like, but this is so smart, and that shows a lot about character. Plus, I want you to look at the arm, at the right arm of the character who opens the book. So, all right, let's, oh, wait. What Remains of Edith Finch. So we're on a boat, or on a ship. So now I'm gonna look down. We have flowers. Look at our arm.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense.
See? 2 times she started.
I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning with the house.
Mm-hmm. This is the house. This is our family mansion. Usually all the players go straight forward, but I want to...
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
So, missing poster, Milton Finch. Milton Finch is our brother, the older brother, and he disappeared. The year he disappeared, they called him like a dead person, but they was never stopped looking for him. They have a little crown. And this is us. Edith Finch. If you look at my arm, you will notice a glow. We will go back to that later. Gloves.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Why is that?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Look at the amazing subtitles and how they interact with us. Check this out.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Look at this. Ah.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
So we already seen her clothes. Oh, I've never been here. Or did I? we already seen her gloves, and she's wearing a weird gloves that has no fingers. And if we were...
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
So okay, I should stop before we continue. So you see that she's wearing a very weird type of gloves, like a fingerless gloves. I don't know how they called. And if you were attentive enough, you would notice that a person who opens the diary is wearing a casque that remind you the same type of gloves, you know, like that. This is how designers of games wanted to trick us, wanted to make us think that this is kind of something kind of similar, you know, like, because it reminds you, the shape, everything reminds you, but it's not Edith. This is not Edith on a ship. So Edith is going back to her birthplace.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Another. And another one. I have theory about this as well, but anything else? When I played this game for the first time, I was using keyboards and mouse. Oh my god, there's a lot of posters. And now I'm using a gamepad, so probably I can...
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
That's weird house. Dragon. We will talk about that dragon later. So nothing will appear
I
here.
asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
So, Edie is our grandmother. And she is right in the beginning of this family tree. She is one of the main characters of the story. And very strange woman. Really strange one.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I know that feeling. I would be afraid of it too. So we're 70. Portraits are everywhere. Potting mix, okay.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Mm-hmm. So we go in on the side door. You see basement. Mm-hmm. We'll get there. Look at the swings. Oh my god. Ah.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Yeah. without that Billy.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
So what happened? Eddie and her mom left the house when she was 11. Now she's 17, and her mom gave her a key and said, go back to that house and find out what happened.
For the first time in years.
Okay, January. Okay.
I felt like I was home.
All right. Bottles of wine. Quite a mess.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
So we see the fish in a cannery. An apple pie, the recipe of an apple pie. Probably they were cooking it.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Nothing to check here.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it.
Yeah.
Like a smile with too many teeth.
So this is a dining
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yeah.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Eddie chair. Our grandmother chair. This is also weird.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Trying to notice, is there anything that I can use right now? It's over there. Okay, garage. Right. All right, here we go.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Yeah, the house. And it goes. All right. So we can't go there.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
I wonder why your mom told you that. Okay, I'm not gonna do it because I know what's going to happen. And we're going upstairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Alrighty.
Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay. I'm looking for new subtitles, but it's not here.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Okay, let's go to the first room. As you can see,
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
So we are going to the first room. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
My mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
So, a short introduction to what happened. Every member of Edith family died. Instead of died in a strange ways, and they believe that this is a curse. What they did after, what Eddie, the oldest member of this family, the grandmother of Edith, did, she didn't touch anything in the bathroom of died son or grandson or daughter or whatever. She didn't touch anything, and she kept the room just as it was while this person was living. But our mom, Dawn, after our brother Milton disappeared, she decided to seal the doors. As I said, the doors, the rooms was not touched. Like nothing was allowed to change in that rooms. Instead of that, if a new member appeared, if a new kid arrived, they were adding more rooms and more floors, and they were adding to the house. So they get it's like the house is like a cemetery, you know, itself. And after our brother disappeared, our mother Dawn decided to seal all the doors, but our grandmother Eddie said, okay, if you do that, that's fine. But she made a peepholes to watch, to still watch, to be able to watch on these rooms. Like, what? And we were never able, I think, we were never visiting that rooms, being like adult, you know. Everyone else were walking around that room, but we're not. We are visiting them for the first time.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
This is a Molly room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Maybe I should walk around a little bit before I start to read it. December 1947.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
No, they won't let us in. So I guess I checked everything here. Oh. power plant. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is the map of a house. Okay. Let's go.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
Eddie.
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
We playing for Molly. And our mom, Eddie, Edith's grandmother, sent us to bed without the dinner.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Because it's December.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
So the door lock from the outside.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Look what's right near the carrots.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Thank you, darling. Just like it was years before.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night.
All right.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay, this is where the things... Oh, to jump. Okay. Oh shit.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Damn it. Okay. What's going on there? I've lost the bird. Damn it. So it's around Christmas. Kinda. Okay, I see you. Huh. I think I'm going to fall. Okay.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Uh-huh. Hello, birdie.
jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
Okay, where's the bird? Oh my god, I lost it. Look at this amazing table. So this is a tree house.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up.
Okay.
And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
So now we're an owl. And we're looking for food. Hear something?
Rabbits.
Rabbits. Okay, see him. Alright.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
To something bigger. What will it be?
A mama rabbit.
Alright. Okay.
She was almost too big to carry. I started
All right.
choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Yeah. We are a shark now. Oh, oh, oh. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh,
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
all right.
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
I see him. Damn, I don't understand the control.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Damn, he's fast. Where is he? Have you ever controlled a shark in video games before? Come on. Almost got him. Okay. It reversed. I can control. Damn it. Okay. Where is it? See something? Oh no. That was the hardest level for me when I played it the first time. As well. This is the longest and the most the strangest, I think, chapter that we have to play here. Damn it. I lost that suit again. Where is it?
Grabbed on tight. And
Okay.
when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I
Oh,
opened
okay.
my eyes, everything had changed.
Yes, now we're really weird creature. So we are on the boat.
Monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
No, we don't care about the bird.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
All right.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Okay. This is really weird. The controlling system is weird. Okay, who are we going to eat? Let's eat this guy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Okay.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
All right. That was Molly's story. That was the story how Molly died.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Of course she would. Look at this picture. The fish is gone. Christopher. So, what happened to Molly? Of course, there was no monster. Of course, she was dreaming.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Because, as you can see, there is a lot of sea marine stuff, like this jellyfish. She had a fish. Look at this. The monster, she drew it already. Daddy. Oh no, 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 no. This is a dragon. Look at this. Everything is so marine. And of course, Molly.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Of course.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
So before we continue, my theory, what happened to Molly? I think that Molly was poisoned. It's simple. Yeah, I think she gone to bed hungry, and she was locked outside, the door was locked outside, and she were not, Eddie, her mother, didn't allow her to have a snack or maybe have a dinner, and Molly started to eat a lot of things she shouldn't, like a carrot that belonged to her hamster, and that carrot were if you notice that it was lying near the feces, it was a rodent carrot. You can't eat that. She had some mistletoe berries, which is poisoned. She had she ate some toothpaste, and went to sleep. She had nightmares, and probably she was hallucinating or something like that. And as a result, she was poisoned. She died because she was hungry, and she ate a lot of stuff she shouldn't eat, like maybe the combination of this stuff. You're not supposed to eat things like that, especially if you're hungry. And probably she tried to ask someone for help, but she couldn't because the door was locked. And maybe that night, maybe the day after, when her mother Adie opened the door, see that her kid is feeling ill, maybe there was something like hospital doctors and so on, but it was too late. So Molly died, and her diary, it's like a proof that there is something mysterious happened.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
She has some kind of obsession, you can tell.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
So this is where we take our gloves. Worth it. Okay, look at this. Barbara, Molly, Walter.
Her room was like a museum.
Like mausoleum. Like this house is a mausoleum. Okay, Odin. Odin is her Eddie's husband.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
So Odin is father of Eddie. Husband Sven and baby Molly.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Okay, yeah. Stairs of death and thereafter. Oh my god, look at this library. Mummification on memory. This lady was really obsessed with death and curse and after death and everything. Beast of nature. The old breed. Every book here is placed for a reason. Like, we can really spend hours of discovering everything, and I assure you, people who create this game, they knew what they're doing. Birds of the Pacific Northwest, pet bug, 9 lives. Oh god. Edith Junior Lake Trip. Sam photo Bart.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
You will see later why.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
So we've seen a dragon outside. This is a slide. Dragon slide. Slide that looked like a dragon. And her husband, Sven, died just like that, you know. There is even a picture of this man is falling from that slide. And instead of saying that that was an accident, that was a mistake, unfortunate mistake, she gives an interview. Look at this. That a dragon killed her husband. Built 1937 Sven Filch. Okay.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
That's not true. Okay. Now we go into the Curly's bedroom. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I know that bedroom. Oh no. Oh my god. I think it's, yes, the frog. Look at this.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
There is a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Okay. Fascinating. Oh God. Calvin Finch. Okay.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Here's another key. So Sven give Sam, you will know who Sam is, the camera. That became Melton in the swings, of course. So here is a Sam. And here is the Calvin. They were twins. And they have pretty different lives or interests. One was a space guy who was dreaming about flying, about stars and ships and helicopters. Adventurous guy. And the other was a military guy who was all about guns and hunting and photography, of course. You can see a lot of photographs. So this side of a room is closed.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Because one of the boys died. And the other
He never talked about him.
lived here, still lived here in this room, watching at the other half that belongs to his brother. Oh my God.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Oh. This is Calvin.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
And here something struck me the first time I played that game. You know, when you play the games, your goal is to stay
My
alive.
brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At
But
Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
so usually when we play video game, our goal is to save our
I told him
character.
going around was impossible.
But in this game it's different.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
In this game,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
if you want
then
to
maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
if you want to continue playing this game, you have to die. And we all know what's going to happen.
I think he'd already made up his mind.
And we kind of don't want to kill our character. But we have to. That's the point of this game.
That's what I want to remember about my brother. day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
So, was it the curse that killed Calvin? Or if that was just a dumb decision to put a swings on the near the cliff?
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
See? The one brother was keep on living in that room.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Understood. Okay. Everything designed so beautiful. So beautifully.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
All right. Can we look there?
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
We can't go there, right?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
So we should keep on going.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Look at this. No, I changed my mind. No. So this is Barbara. A sister to Molly, to Sam, to Calvin. And she was a child star. Penelope Steiner. Barbara. She would.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah. So she was working as a waitress after that. Look at this. She was still having all of that stars and costumes and everything that reminded. Maybe she did not let it go. So she was a star. Barb Street. Happy birthday, Barbara. I should throw away that. Oh, she was smoking. Probably trying to write her own script. Okay. This is one of my favorite stories. And not the way how it... what's in it, but the way how it designed. How we go through every story. So we have each character, and that character has its own hobby, his own lifestyle, and we look to his last moments through that lifestyle, you know, like You will get that later. So Barbara was a TV star, and we have a comic book about her, Barbara Finch. It's about her death, and just look how it designs, how level designers of this game made this story, how they combined everything up. They still every story built and look uniquely, and it's all in the character, and it's been telling just like the character would tell us the story. Yeah. This is
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Okay, now we're
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
so this is Halloween.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
Okay.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box.
All right.
The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
All right.
She reached for the music box.
And now we play inside the comic
Found
box.
the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Look how smart it made. Okay.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Okay. Okay.
And grew still.
Oh dear!
This is so well done. Oh my god. And now we're back in the comic again. Damn.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter?
Walter, her brother.
Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
And we're playing again. The house looks amazing. Okay. Our uniform. Walter. Where is his room? I don't remember. Yes. Walter Finch.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Okay.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
And yes, I know this way. I've been there.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
I'm in Molly's room, but rooms are not sealed yet.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow.
Okay.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Okay. And he disappeared.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Okay.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole
Remember
time.
that moment?
He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
So,
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
okay. So what happened to Barbara? Of course, she wasn't... Like, first of all, to my opinion, that was the first and the only murderer, like, amongst the Finch family. And there is some theories that probably her boyfriend did it, but I don't think this is true. I think that, like, her boyfriend disappeared after she slammed the door right in front of his face, and plus he had a cast, like he had a broken leg, and I don't think it's possible for him to kill her because he would not be able to do that. Of course, I don't believe in monsters and vampires and all of that evil stuff, but I do believe in Psycho that probably killed the Barbara boyfriend before her, because no one sees him anymore. And if you look at the comic book, you'd see that there will be blood. There was a blood under the bridge. So I think that was like psychopath who escaped the asylum, and that's how she died. So he just killed her. And all that story, it's it's written like someone who knew Barbara, who knew...
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah. So now we see, look at this. It is broken, see? So the facts in this comic book, they are pretty accurate. That music box, the house itself, that thing. And no one can fix it because Odin is dead already. He was building a house and no one can replace this thing.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
So my theory that the fact that that comic book was in her bedroom, in Barbara's bedroom, that it has some of the details that only a family member could know, and it's definitely not her. It's definitely not Molly, because she's dead already. It's not Sam. It's not Sam. And wait. It is 61. Yes. Where was Calvin? Why he wasn't home? So it couldn't be Sam. It couldn't be Sam. It couldn't be Calvin. The only person who could tell that information is Eddie itself. About the house. I'm always mixing up Sven and Odin. Always mixing that up. Sorry. So, Walter chapter. So Barbara is dead. Sven and Calvin on her funerals saying things that they will never be afraid ever again. The year after, Calvin dies. Sam still lives on in that room. He dies like at the age 33. And we have Walter here, who was the witness of all that happened. We go into the basement.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
So, Sven was working here.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
No, she did not.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
You don't talk about Walter.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
So, Barbara's death really impacted on all of them. And probably that's because it was a murder.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
2005. Walter. So Walter was, oh my god, I'm so 53-year-old. And he lived here for, she was died in 60, yeah. So he was 8 when Barbara died, and he saw that. Probably very, very scared about it. But of course, it's the curse, right? And
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
And spent 30 years in this basement. 1960.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine.
Hey, what's going on here? Oh, alright. I have to
That's what kept me sane.
twist them. Have to twist them.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
That is... Oh, the music is changing.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
Monster.
Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
2005.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
Okay.
Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Postcards.
It's been a week now,
Uh-huh.
the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere.
He is not going.
Whatever killed Barbara.
Whatever killed Barbara.
And Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake.
Maybe.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
So instead of going through the fridge to his house, he decides to smash the wall.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Right. So, Edith was at the age of 6 when Walter died. So, for 6 years, she was living near her uncle. Like, he was living there in the basement and she didn't knew that. But Dawn knew that. And more than that, Eddie knew that. Eddie was okay with that. I mean, look at this from that perspective. They have a curse that...
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Yes, she was.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
So, Walter was living as an outcast, living alone in this basement in his bunker.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
What else she did?
I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Do you remember when we were in the room, in Eddie's room? There was a poster with a mole that lives in the basement. An interview that Eddie gave it to a newspaper. So she was telling about her son. She was saying that there is a cursed person, a mole, a human mole, lives in the basement. Like how fucked up this oh my god.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, Or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
So, what do I think about Walter's death? I think there was no train. And there is 2 reasons why I think. Like, okay, no, 3 reasons. First of all, we don't know when this road was crashed. Maybe while Edith was still living, like when she were a kid. I'm surprised that we don't have subtitles or anything any explanation about it. The second thing, I don't know about you guys, but when someone is hidden by a train, you do not know that it's been hidden by the train, because like it's a mess, and probably there is no body, there is no one, like just trust me, it's impossible to know, especially if the whole family thinks that he still lives in the basement. It's impossible for them to find Walter, like anything that left. But he have a monument, like memorial, and he have like a grave on the cemetery. And the third thing, when Walter was opening the peach cans, he was everything was shaken, and he was saying about monster, but it wasn't a monster, it was just a train. The year of 2005, when he got out of his cave, nothing was shaking. So probably the train was already gone. The railroad was already damaged, and there was no train already by that time. And there is a theory. Oh, look at these chairs! Oh my god. The theory is that he just had a heart attack because he decided to go the hard way. He was living underground without a sun, without nice food and everything, without maybe exercise, and he was
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
So he was a pretty old man with in a bad physical state. So after he crashed the wall, he probably had a heart attack, and that's what happened. To my opinion, it's most logical thing that there was no train. The train was already gone. But he just had a heart attack. There was no monster. Like, he literally killed himself, like burying underground.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Look at this. Have you seen this chairs?
But I thought you should know about your family.
This is Eddie's telling to us.
And the history you're a part of.
And this is an old house. Okay, remember that. Oh my god, what is this? Remember that place. Well,
though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
This is hard to play for that, especially when you know what is going to happen. So what do we already have? We have a curse. Mysterious curse.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Look at, they still have these swings. They put the swings here. Look at this. And this poor boy, Calvin, will probably just fly over there. Over there. Oh my god. What a ridiculous place to put a swings.
We've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Yes. This is actually a really good line that describes us.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
Edith.
The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Okay. Oh my
god. 3 of the
god.
gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zoe, Coco. Where's Molly? The cat Molly? Charlie, Tucker? Oliver, Shadow, Bob. Christopher, the fish. Bailey. The dog, probably.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Yeah. So, this is what Edie is all about. She insists that they should build cemetery before they build it. They build in a house. Here is Molly Finch, don't forget Calvin Finch, Sven Finch, and that was the dragon, Eddie Finch. A book. Okay, Walter. C. No train. Okay, maybe it's not proven anything. Barbara Finch. Where's the others?
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
This is the house, the old house.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
This is it.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
But was it right?
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam Finch?
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gus? Sam? Gregory? Oh my god. We are going to see some shit, guys. Milton?
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Lewis. So, Milton, the one who was missing, he didn't have the date.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Monument. But in our book, he have a date when he got disappeared. Milton. All right.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
By now we kinda understand the persona of Eddie.
But
And
looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
we are pregnant. Do not fall, please, please, please do not fall. Okay. Okay, I guess we're going to see the Sam. Okay. How the Sam dies. And again, it's very smart and clever how designers of a game
I never met
tells us the
Sam,
story.
but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Grandpa Sam. So Grandpa Sam
They were both pretty intense.
is the one who was a brother of a twin brother who's alive. See, again, military,
Sam spent his
guns.
life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Because he has an oath that they will never be, him and his brother will never be scared. Okay. This is a nice place to live. I think his room is amazing. Anything else? Should check. No. Just look how marvelous, outstanding they telling us the story of Sam's last moments. He was a photographer, and taking a photo shoots was doing. His father gave him a photo camera, and look, so we see in his story
Dawn,
the way how he seen
weekend.
it, you know, like through the
These memories
photographs.
are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Shooting is strongly encouraged.
My God.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus everything, but I can't.
I'm over here, Dad.
Let me. Okay. Okay.
What?
There it is.
Perfect.
Right.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Probably. Hey,
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
this is a
That's the
Dawn,
spirit.
our mother.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
So Dawn, my mother, and her father, we're on a camping trip. Probably should take a picture of Sam.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Damn.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
This is
You know
his
who else
way
thought he
to
was gonna be
remember.
fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don!
They synchronized the shot of the camera and the shot of the gun.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Don't like it.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
Sam.
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Do you remember how his brother died? And how he died?
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
They were both falling, kind of flying. Was it a curse? I don't know. In that case, I don't know. Okay, I think we should go outside. Right? And the door is sealed, as always. Ah, I don't remember where to go next. Maybe through that window? Damn, I don't remember. But it definitely shouldn't jump anywhere. Okay, what do I think about Sam's death? This death has been shown pretty, like, accurate for the photographs that a really skilled hunter was not paid attention for the fact that a deer is not dead yet. Maybe because he was not the one who shot him. Maybe because he didn't want to ruin the moment, the photo. I want to get out. No, it's definitely, this is not where, okay, I see it. Okay. Where I am going to.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Okay, here is it. Here's gonna be the hard part. Okay, here's Gregory. And as you can see, he is just a baby. So Sam has a wife that's called Kay, and they had 3 kids: Gregory, Gus, and Dawn. Dawn is my mom. Gregory died in the age of 1. Gus 11, 13. He was 13. Look at this. Sam married a woman, Sanjay, after that, and now we're about to know why. Or not, or Sanjay is. Oh my god, probably.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
You know, guys, I don't want to comment anything that's going to happen here. Do you remember I told you that when you play that game, it's the understanding of what you have to do, like, strikes you. That here you understand you have to kill your character to keep on playing. And first time it struck me when I was on the swings. Like, I don't want to do that, but if I want to keep on playing to find out what is happening, I have to kill my character over and over again. And here is when it struck me the second time. Like, I understand that I am a baby.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Hold on, sweetie.
Remember that bathroom? We were here.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
There's no way I should do this. To the wheel. Okay. Now he's jumping. Alright. Oh, okay.
It sure made him happy.
Alright, we have more toys here. We have other letters here.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Oh, now we have...
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything.
We all know what's going to happen.
It wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
So this is a divorce papers. Apparently, Kay and Sam had problems in the marriage that they had, but Gregory's death was like the end of it. And I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Sanjay was not the wife of Sam. It was a husband of Dawn. But what happened next after Sam and Kay got divorced and after Gregory died, So he died at 77, maybe a year after they got divorced. But they had Dawn. Dawn is our mother.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
This is Gus, and he was a rebel guy, as we can see. Look at this. Anarchy. Seashells. And the guide, of course. Poem for Gus. So my mom
for
wrote
Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
This is another wedding. So our Father Sam, so Father Sam, after the divorce, he decided to marry another woman.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
So I'm the Gus, and I refuse to be on the wedding, my dad's wedding. So I'm, instead of taking a part of it, I'm having a kite. Shh. Look at this. The wedding. No one even care about me.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
But not us.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Now you see what's going on here. I have to collect everything. Okay, I wish that. Okay, oh, here it is.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
So everyone just forgot about Gus.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
So we just seen 2 deaths of 2 boys, and I can't say that this is a curse or a monster. I can say that it's just a parents making a really bad decisions in the first and in the second case. In the first case, a mother left his child in a bath alone. Yes, she thought she turned off the water and it was safe, but it wasn't. The second, the Gus died because no one was care about him. That he was on his father's wedding, and he didn't want to be there, and everyone was just okay with that, to play along. No one was trying to talk to him, to invite him on a table or anything like that. Both of these guys were just left. Their parents left them. And I can't say that was a curse. I'm sorry. That kite. We have a second floor here. Oh, really?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
So she was religious, right? Dawn, Sanjay.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay. Yes. Flight to India. 10 ways to teach critical thinking. Dawn Finch. I wonder if we can read her diary.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Yeah, in front of her. It was all mixed up, you know, like...
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Mint, thyme, Sanjay. Basil.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Odin Finch. So she was teaching Edith Lewis. Where is Milton? Lewis? Milton? Where is Milton table? Where is his desk? This is weird. Okay, the curse. The curse, you know? Myth, history.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
A castle. That's a really cool thing to get, a castle. would love to have my own castle. So this is a brother Lewis. Milton. Milton was a very talented guy. He was a artist, and it's his posters, missing posters, we see in the woods. Look at this. That story is the most strange. The strangest one.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
A little bit slower. We can control it. Look how smart it is, how they tell the story to us. Like, we're talking to the real character, you know? Through his personality. The artist. He was an artist. So they show us everything through the art. That's it. So he just left. And you know what?
When Milton disappeared.
He was 8, 9. Oh my god, 8 and 3, 11. 11. Oh my god, I just had a new theory and that's weird. 11. It was 11. Okay, do you remember those posters? That's a weird location that they put them right in the woods. And like no one lives in the woods. Why do you put these posters in the woods? There's no one, like only squirrels. So I have a theory that Milton ran away. And this is a clue that he did it by himself, you know? He ran away. And those posters were not for other people. They were for Milton. To change his mind, to go back home, or maybe if something happened to just maybe he lost his memory, and but he was only 11. Maybe he was kidnapped, because in this flip-flop book it was a adult man, like the picture of adult man who's sneezing. But of course I know that this is like an Easter egg to another game of this studio, and this, I think, mustaches, this crown and mustaches, it's and he's wearing a crown. He have his own like tower, so it's all connected to another game. I don't remember how it looks. Something connected with the bird, and it's just like a shirt and as Easter egg. But if I could say it, like if I should look at this story separately from another games, I would say that Milton ran away because of the house, because of the stories, because of everything that's happening here. He understood what's going on, and he ran away, probably in the woods. Probably the family even knew he was alive and he was okay, and was putting these posters, missing posters, for him to come back. Just like they knew that another person, like another member of the family, was living underground and no one even going there to help him. They were given interviews because they think that this curse thing is something that you should tell about. I'm saying them, but I mean Eddie, who put a cemetery before the house, who made up those curse, who is making her daughter starving, and then after her daughter died, she is blaming the curse, not herself, and curse is to blame for everything. It's very convenient, right, to have a curse, a family curse that will kill everyone, but nobody's death is strange here, you know, like strange. There is no system here. They die in a different age, by the different circumstances, by the different reasons. And I think that Eddie, the grandmother, she was so obsessed with that curse because she didn't want to take a responsibility for parenting her own kids. I said it. Oh my god. And I wanted to...
searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
So what are we doing right now is one of the most outstanding and unbelievable...
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
We're going to visit Lewis' room, if you can call it a room. It's a yacht. And this is one of the best gameplay and level designers thing in the games that I have ever seen. Like, this is the best thing in this game for sure. I'm like, trust me, this is why you should play this game, only for that thing.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. Oh my god. I remember the first time I played it. Now I know it's going to happen. Oh. Okay, let's meet the Lewis personality.
This room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Probably it's definitely it's some plans. No. Eddie, go back. That was an accident. So Lewis was more like his father. Look how much of Indian stuff he have here. The music changed. He was a gamer. And he doesn't have his own like zone, you know, like with a portrait, because as we said, we live in the house a week after he died. But Eddie already started to make the portrait.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
High school diploma, Lewis Finch.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Yes. Now we get a main like line, very important line. Lewis wanted to be more than just Lewis. He liked the differences between him and regular people, ordinary people. He had a gamer computer. He was trying so hard to play, even though he died a lot, just like me. Look at this figure. Look at this. Look at this. Two small figures. You will get that. Let's go.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself.
I'm controlling.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Okay, here's what happens. I'm controlling my right arm with that joystick. And I will control everything that's happening on this small window with that. And it's gonna be different things, you know? Like, I have to control at the same time for two characters. Like this arm and what's going to happen there. Damn it.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
Okay. No. If I'll stop, then fish, there will be a lot of fish. Look at the drawings and look at the size
bats
of this bats
and toads.
Okay, so it's spreading. Okay.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Look, we have colors here. And dimension. Shadows. Fantasies are going stronger and more beautiful. Now we have 2D.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss.
Mm-hmm.
But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Okay.
I encouraged him.
It's spreading. It's getting bigger. Now I don't see...
It seemed very promising.
A lot. Okay. Damn it.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
There's a tent.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Oh. This is so cool.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Just notice how we don't want to look at fish when how we chop in the fish. We're getting distracted. Now we don't care about his normal life. All we care about is fantasies, like he did. Like he did. He was daydreaming.
Talked about starting a band.
Oh, this music.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Uh-huh.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Mario. Lewis.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Yeah.
It became a game for him.
Look at this. The fantasy is so big, taking over him, that we can see it. Like, it's reflecting on our gameplay.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Oh my god. Now I have to control my ship. And... oh no. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Oh no.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
beautiful prince.
Beautiful prince.
Oh, look at this language. It's... oh my god. Shh. Look at this, right? Everything is so accurate. Oh my god.
The prince was on his own quest for
radiant rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Oh, it's so nice that I'm already up. Damn it. Oh no.
He followed the sound of his...
sitar, of course.
Electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Now we don't see anything except for the fish. Our imagination taking over. And the Lewis imagination taking over. And now we understand how, why. Damn, I have to still chop the fish. Because game designers show us, the level designers of this game, the game designers show us how does it look like.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh no, I have a lot of fish. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Do you remember? He always wanted to be not ordinary. more than ordinary, more than Louis.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
It is hard to argue with that, playing it like that. Are we back on a cannery? This is ours. Video game.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Okay, I'm not going to comment anything that's going to happen in the next 2 minutes.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His prince waiting, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I want to marry a guy who designed that, or a girl who designed that level. Yeah, they sealed everything. Oh no. Oh, of course, yeah, they did sell it.
On the way back from Louis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Mm-hmm.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Well, you could understand
what happened
her.
that night had been coming for a long time.
Ed,
Maybe you should have come sooner.
this is my room.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
And this is how that journal was written. We are now writing this journal.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
They even had a
The thing
light.
you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Bed.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Look how slow we're walking because we're old.
I got turned around.
Okay. Turned around. Damn it. Put a stone right in front of me.
I started seeing things.
Mm-hmm.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Great-Grandma Edie. Because...
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
How beautiful it's all made, oh my god.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
And
this is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So she died when she was 18. And this is us. This is like we are her child, and that story is for us, and this is us who was in the beginning on this ship, on this boat. And that journal, that this is a letter dedicated to us, the story, explanation of what happened. And when I played it for the first time, I was so mad at Dawn that she interrupted the Eddie, because Eddie was about to tell us about the curse, about what's happening here. And I was, no, let her finish. And when the game just ended, I felt like there is something untold, you know, like what's the curse? What's with the curse? But now I understand that they showed us everything that we need to know. There was no curse. The only curse was Eddie, the grandmother. It's like, you know, like self-making curse, you know? Like, you said that something bad is going to happen, then it's happening, and you say, oh, because I said that. And you don't understand what happened first. What happened? Gosh down, Gregory. And this is basically my ideas about what remains of Edith Finch. That we all doing that. There is no curse, there is no mystery. There's nothing like that. It's just like, it's just things that happens, and we should be happy that we got a chance to go through it, you know, just for the fact of living. And I think this is the main point of what creators of this game wanted to tell us. And that game is outstanding, amazing, wonderful, and I enjoyed playing it just as much, playing it as for the second time, just as much as I enjoyed playing it for the first time. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope something was interesting for you, something were like, oh, moment, like, oh, I didn't know that. Hope you agree with me in some of variation, in the main idea. If not, leave the comment or DM me if you have your own theories or you just totally disagree. Leave the comment. Leave the comment in any way. I hope you will like this video, you'll subscribe me and my channel. I hope you, even if you don't, I hope you watch this video, because there should be more people who like What Remains of Edith Finch, and there should be more people who have their own theories and ideas of what is it all about. Okay, this is the end. Thank you, team who did that game. Thank you. Thank everyone who was making it. And thank everyone who watched that game. Who watched that video. Okay, I'm trying to talk weird. So, okay guys, this is it. This is all I wanted to say about this game. This is all I wanted to share with you, and hope you will enjoy this video. Hope you, as much as, like, not as much, but, and you enjoyed this game as well. Thank you all. See you later, and have fun. Good luck.